Morning. This is a speech about why video games are more effective than um, school system. Um, I bought a sponsor from my trip to Switzerland called IKEA, which is a furniture store in which you buy um, furniture that you have to later put together. Um, and soon will open here in the country. At this store, I got a dresser by the name of Stranda, which is the most well-known uh, brand in Switzerland. And here are the instructions, um, and it's all well explained with drawings. There's no text, and I want just everybody to take notes and really pay attention because there's going to be a test, a written test, in the next 2 weeks. Um, and on this test, I prefer you to write to. I prefer text than drawings. Um, there is good news and bad news about this future test. The good news is that everybody is going to be graded. However, the bad news is that not everybody will pass. Um, and when IKEA eventually opens up here in Uruguay, um, and you happen to buy the same dresser by the same brand, Stranda, you already have the instructions and have the manual and know how to put it together. Um, this seems odd, seems rare, but however, that's how the school system works. We are teaching our kids, teenagers, and in some cases, college students to this way, to put things together without having all the pieces. And um, nobody wants to put something together without having all the structure, without having all the pieces. Why do we do this? Are we dorks? I don't think so. We do this because of one of the reasons is because history. Many years ago, when we didn't have lots of information, um, we we were limited. But all this changed with the invention of the printing machine. Um, all of a sudden, there was a place where to put information and where to collect information. However, on these years, we have different tools. We have the internet, we have Google, and we have our kids being able to grab all this information and accessible to them. The school we know has was designed um, with the content of that word that doesn't exist anymore. Um, so we have to change. The school system has to change. And then how do we do this? How do we change? Well, well, nobody wants to put something together without having all the pieces. And as I mentioned, unfortunately, this is the way the school system works, and our kids get bored and get and suffer when they go to school. Why? Because the school's boring. Um, and when they get home, they got different and better options like internet, TV, um, all that. So it's difficult to know the future. Nobody knows the future. No, nobody knows how the future will be, but we do know how the future won't be. Our kids won't use the same tools um, that we use, and certainly won't use the tools our parents, our previous generation use. To change our school system, we have to look at three major uh, structures, like military, um, aerospace, and medicine. How this three groups have evolved and changed, and adapt themselves. Like for example, a pilot, to learn how to fly, they use simulation, which provides a pilot some sort of um, structure in which they can practice and learn. First of all, they give them a place to learn, to observe, but also they give them a place to make mistakes and learn from that mistakes. And if pilot doesn't learn quickly and learn how to fly it, bad things will happen. But if a kid doesn't learn, you don't think bad things will happen too? Probably won't see it in the short term, but in the next years, 20 years, we'll see the results. Yeah, of course, medicine and military don't call this simulation video games. They call them something else, more fancy names, digital simulation or something similar. But they're not they're not different than video games. And for kids, for example, or for humans, how do we learn that new technology? For example, you get an adult an iPhone, and how do we learn? By pressing things. Of course, an adult will be more conscious and will say, "Oh, this if I press this, I will probably delete it or damage it." But a kid will keep pressing until something happens. Uh, and that's how we learn things. How does someone learn to play Super Mario, for example? Um, by pressing things. We press button, you see that your character moves forward. Press another one and it goes back. Press another one and it jumps. Uh, and all of a sudden, um, during the game, you see this little animals that come along, and you learn that if you touch it, you die, and you don't want to do that. So you have learned that by pressing a button you can jump. So you jump over, and then step on it, and it disappears. So you have learned a new skill. Then another character comes along, a little turtle, and you learn that if you step on it, it will die also. And that's how we learn new skills by uh, trying and making mistakes and um, the same should be in life. What happens when you're watching a movie and you get to the end? Um, uh, you'll see on the screen a message that said the end. So and that's it. There's no more. That's the end of the story. However, what happens when you are playing a video game? Um, you will see something similar that says game over. But however, there's another option that says right underneath that says try again. Um, it's a door. It's another. It's giving you another opportunity to. In other words, it's saying play again, try again, make mistakes again, learn again, and that's the same opportunity we have to give our in our school system.